Hey, yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to this latest edition of Straight Up, where we bring you real talk with real solutions. I got my part-time stand-in co-host Dustin up over there. Say what's up to the people, Dustin.
What's happening?
Today we're going to be talking about activism in the black community, and I got community activism in particular, and I got my good friend Bobby Buck on the line. Bobby Buck, say what's up.
Hey, what's going on?
Now, Bobby Buck is a networker extraordinaire. He gets out there. I mean, I've never seen anyone engage in community activism with the fervence as this dude. I mean, he will go out and he will stay in a homeless shelter, right, and actually experience that, you know, because if you out there helping them and you don't know what they're going through, how can you adequately help them? So I love the way he goes about that. So
much respect for that.
So yeah, definitely much respect. And let's get to a couple topics. This is on the fly. I ain't got no notes, all off the dome. So we just gonna see what happens. Come a little bit down on that audio, just a little bit down. A little bit more. Yeah, we're gonna have to put that in stone. Something like that. That sounds straight. All right. So Bobby Buck, what are you into? Yeah. I know you had the Action Network, BobbyBuck.com, BobbyBuck.biz. I mean, you just been into a little bit of everything. What's your latest venture right now?
Well, my main thing I'm working with right now is trying to locate everybody that's in the communities or that's so-called underprivileged or, you know, low income, people getting out of the pen, out of jail, and on disability, and just whatever they're going through. They call them the misfits in life, the throwaways, you know, the people that even the churches won't even let into the front door. You know, those people that I want to work with. And I want to pull everybody in. And the main thing we want to do is empower people to be equipped with the tools that they need to enhance their own life. And so that's what I want to do, pull all those people together, because everybody got a hobby, skill, trade, or something that they do.
Yeah.
And I want to show them that they can utilize that, turn that hobby or trade into their own business. They can be entrepreneurial and self-employed. That's the main thing I'm pushing.
And it's people that we might not even expect. And I know you do a lot of work down there in Los Angeles on Skid Row. And there's some people walking by who are probably geniuses, you know. You never know exactly what is in that person's mind, what skills and what traits that person has, what that person has been through to get them to that point. And, you know, they probably just need a person like you to come and, you know, give them that little hand so they can come out of there, you know. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I be feeling that on the real, because, like, I used to be kind of mad and pissed off when I was going through what I was going through within my own life, coming from Malvern, Arkansas, to be in Los Angeles, California. Everything I went through back home got me prepared to be doing what I'm doing here. And with me being an ex-alcoholic, you know, I don't like saying I am one, because I'm an ex-alcoholic, and I'm around people who are still going through those things, and I can relate with them. And a lot of them just need somebody to listen, not speculate and put words in their mouth.
Yeah, judging.
And when I'm judging. You know, that's the main thing you want to do. Quick to point a finger and judge somebody without even giving an ounce of time to pay attention and listen to them. So when I'm down there, I talk to everybody like they're on the same level. And people on Skid Row, they pointing to me. They see my vision better than the people who sit in the corporate office.
Yeah. Because it's right there in their face. When people are delegating for, like, you got people on these boards that delegate for what goes on Skid Row. They're sitting in a nice office with a ficus tree and mahogany desk. How can you relate to what's going on down there? How can you really know what's going on down there? That's why the way you do it, that you actually get out there and engage and live amongst the people. I mean,
right.
Not to toot your horn too much, but Jesus did that same thing. That was Jesus' tactic. He went down and engaged with the people. He, associated with the people to where the the people in authority at that time, they looked down at him like, what is he doing over there with the tax collectors and the prostitutes and everything?
Seeing what they're actually going through.
We just got to realize that society is only as good as its lowest common denominator. And when we look at Skid Row, though, that's what people feel. Those are the lowest of the lowest people. So, if we can lift them up, it just lifts everyone else up. So,
and that's the whole scheme of everything. It's like, even when I was doing my network with the music and entertainment, and if somebody don't have any talent, it's still a place for somebody to do something within the entertainment world. So it's like with just in society in general, everybody has a place. Like every level is needed. From the highest level to the smallest level, all levels are needed.
Right.
And I tell people, like, you can disrespect me or somebody at a lower level, but you can come down to my level and you commit suicide. So I can always learn more wisdom and knowledge to come up to your level and do better than you. So
yeah,
I don't really trip.
Everybody can't handle everyone's situation or walk into their own shoes like they can,
Nope.
So being from Malvern Hot Springs, Arkansas area, what is different? Because I noticed you were doing some of those things out here, but it's never been to the same degree. Is it a climate there that allows you to implement these tactics in Los Angeles?
Well, I guess like when I was trying to do the same thing down that way. Because people weren't on the same concept, or like I say, people here, like every place has its own personality or its own culture type thing. And so, with the culture being here, it's more on a reality basis type thing here, and people come here from all walks of life, not from one town. So when people are close to you, they don't mean to do it. I just get mad, but they don't mean it. It's a human behavior. They don't take you serious. I know you. I know what you did last night.
I understand that. That's real shit, because that's exactly. It's like you're too close to me to be anything. You must be nobody, because I just saw you at the liquor store. I just saw you at Walmart.
I know what you did 5 years ago.
Yeah. And somebody was talking about that. As soon as a nigga come up, they start talking about the shit you did. Like if Bobby Buck really come up and he is a household name, people gonna be like, oh, that nigga was an alcoholic, he was this. They gonna think of every bad thing that they could say about him.
Study positives.
And so funny, I'm prepared for all that. And I ain't even tripping on it, because most of the people who point fingers at other people doing more than I used to do in public, they do behind closed doors.
Right.
So I don't even tripping. Can't nobody even say nothing to make me feel like, oh man, you low down. Oh, you just hiding what you doing this low. So I don't even trip on it.
Exactly.
So what could we do here in Arkansas, Hot Springs, Little Rock, in general, to try to implement some of those same tactics? Because me, I'm all about trying to put work into the community, but as you said, it's like I didn't get a lot of pushback. I didn't get anybody jumping on the bandwagon to help the community.
Right. Well, like I say, like even here, it's still kind of hardcore, because it's hard to work within our own people to generate things to really to make people want to help ourselves, make us want to help us, because like we really don't like us anyway. So it's kind of like how we go make us like us in order to help us. And I tell people, the main thing is money. The dollar bill is what really separates the community. Because even with the selling of drugs and everything, it didn't start out to be genocide. For us, it wasn't. It was a way to make a fast dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't know the full outcome of what was getting ready to happen when we was doing it. Because even back in the day, I was slanging, trying to do my little bits and pieces. I made $1,000 in one night. I said, this is the lick. Mm-hmm. At the same time, I didn't know what I was doing, what I was getting into. I knew it made me a quick dollar. So, and that's what separates us. And like I heard a little bit of the story I had about When our people get a little money, oh man, like the ego grows so big as you could see it would knock you out.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
and it's like they just strictly they want to talk over educated because they learn how to pronounce some words that they never had to use before. So they learn how to pronounce some new words and all that stuff and everything. So they get around you, they want to utilize those words, and really they don't really understand the definition of most of the words that they speak. So, but they want to sing and sound better, or they want to look better, dress and flaws. And most of the people, like I said, most people I know out here who are wealthy, you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know they was wealthy.
Yeah, because they don't exude it. I mean, we see a dude like Bill Gates. If you didn't know Bill Gates and like know his face, he could walk by you on the street and just be some white dude, some nerdy white dude just walk past me, not knowing this dude is a billionaire. But let a nigga with $1 billion, you gonna hear this nigga coming a block away. He gonna have like 6 bitches carrying him and shit. You feel me?
Rims the size of a house.
Just flat, completely flat. I could imagine a nigga with $1 billion, So
he's definitely not gonna be a positive thing in the community.
We just need to start aspiring to give back, because even when you look at Bill Gates, not to trump him up or anything, but when you look at most of his work outside of Microsoft deals with the humanitarian efforts.
Right.
And we don't see that we don't see that on the resume of the rich blacks. They're not. I don't see many of them out there doing humanitarian work or things geared towards black people. I mean, Oprah comes from Chicago. Chicago is very fucked up, and she has billions of dollars. What is she doing to try to help Chicago? Will Smith is from Philadelphia. Philadelphia has a lot of problems right now that could be that they could probably help address with being at that income level and having that level of influence.
Yes.
It's about giving back, and if you're not, even on a lower level, the people out here who make a lot of money, not a lot of money, but there's people out here who make substantial incomes doing whatever the fuck it is they gotta do. But bring a little back to the community, and in turn the community will give a little something back to you, and we can reciprocate.
You don't see that very much,
Yeah, we never see that.
Yeah.
So
But I think a lot of it kind of comes with not being able to, like I say, with a lot of the brainwashing techniques that have been done over the years, not being able to think outside the box is what happens with a lot of people. So their mind stays at a certain level. It doesn't have any growth. And I think that works on a lot of people. Then also fear. So people claim they want to be different, but they copy everybody else because every fad comes out, everybody does it. So
and we're scared of what people are gonna say to us, like for real.
Right.
Like if let's just say I got my clothes from I got some clothes from the 1970s.
Yes.
Some pants. I got some pants. I got the butterfly collar and everything, and it's all perfectly good clothes. Why would I not wear that shit today? It's perfectly good. I mean, why are we scared to go out in public?
Change.
It's without conforming. It's like nobody is original. Nobody, not one person is original. We all just, because if you saw that dude walking down the street with the big afro and the butterfly collar with bell bottoms, you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude?
Where's he from?
Yeah, you would think something is wrong with him, and it's like he has clothes. They're perfectly good clothes. Wear what you gotta wear. But it's just weird. That was just a strange thought that I had.
Oh no, well, I feel you though. But and kind of going back to like to implement things that make things work out with the community and within the black community is where I came up with a way to do that. Because really, on the real, I was, because the definition of homeless is not having your own place of living, residence, like a rental receipt or at least in your name. So there's a lot of people homeless who look down on homeless people. And so, really and truly, I was homeless in Los Angeles because I couldn't afford to live in. I wasn't going to pay $500 to live in another house, in another room with 2 or 3 other people in the same room. I wasn't going to do that. So I did the shelters. I slept on the buses. I slept, anywhere, in a tent, or I ain't slept on my back, on the back of a cardboard box, looking up at the sky. And I'm like, and I kind of seen going through the motions. It works on your emotions. And within everything I went through, I felt it. And I just recently got my own apartment. It's been 6 years since I've been out here. And I recently got my own apartment. So I'm from the streets to North Hollywood now. And even when I got my own apartment, I don't even, it feels funny having your own place now. When I lived in Arkansas, I had my own place all the time. I lived in Arkansas. I've been out here. So without having it, I don't, I got to relearn how to do this. So I say some people, I feel your pain. So when it comes to people, I do feel the pain. I'm going through the pain.
Yeah, I like the way you define homeless, because a lot of people are homeless and don't even, under that definition, they don't even know that they're homeless. Just because you got a roof over your head, if it's not your roof and your name, and like you technically homeless yourself. But Dustin and I were speaking about something the other day. We were like, why don't we see homeless Mexicans?
Wow. You'd never
speak on that a little bit, Dustin, because you brought it up and because we were talking about it. I'm like, wow.
Well, basically, what I was saying was you never see a Mexican homeless. You always see Mexicans take care of their people, and we don't usually take care of our people as blacks, And I'm saying that you never actually see a homeless Mexican because they pick up their people, they put their people to work, and they always make sure that they work. It don't matter if they go out and drink a lot. Like they say, Mexicans are alcoholics too, but they'll drink a whole 30-pack and still make it to work.
So being there on doing a lot of work and everything in community activism on Skid Row, do you find a large population of Hispanics going through those problems? Like, are they on Skid Row in the numbers that blacks are?
Nope.
Any form.
Because they're like a large population of the city itself.
Right.
So I mean, you would assume straight up that there would be more Mexicans homeless if there are more Mexicans in the city, and that just speaks to the culture that we're in. Because we will gladly step over people who look like us, who have less than us, and not give a fuck. We will step right over these people, and it'll make us feel better. The fact that there are people out there that have less than us. It's like we go on an ego trip. Yeah, I'm doing better than this dude, so hey.
I'm doing something.
Yeah, and what if we just got together and start pooling resources, and start to do better as a people? Because we're stuck on individualism. I want to do better.
Yeah, I want to be a better person.
Not I want us to do better.
Yeah, not we the people be better.
Because if we do better, by proxy, I do better. And you do better.
Yeah.
And whoever's included.
And they don't look at us as a single person or a single stereotype. You know what I'm saying? We actually are a group of something that is actually doing something,
Yeah, and we're marginalized because we're individualized, If we start showing different facets of the black community, we start putting that out there. We need to be self-defined. We need to quit letting, because they tell us what we're gonna be called. I mean, they called us niggas, they called us Negroes and Negras and coloreds and African Americans. What have we ever called ourselves? I mean, when have we ever came up with our own name for ourselves?
Right. Yeah, I feel you. Kind of like we don't have our own thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our language. We don't know our own language.
And therein lies a problem. I believe not having our own language. Language is the tool of thought. So if I'm using somebody else's tools, to form my thought patterns, it might skew my thought patterns. So I could see
Right.
that not having our language and using their language, of course, we're going to think like them and have their aspirations. So in that sense, it kind of brings it together.
Yep. And like I say, we have to. I mean, like I say, like everybody talking about the history, how we be going back to a lot of different things about us and we're the first people and things like that. So we got to use the word we and work it all together though. And because like I say, we want to go against one another.
Right.
And that's just the main thing. And like I said, when I first got here, listen, I was drunk when I got here. I tell you, I came here drunk with a dream. So I tripped over reality. Then I found my purpose. And then that's why I think a lot of people, because even like with me, I just think I'm just an instrument being used. Because the main thing I want to do, everything I do or say might not be politically correct, or might offend people who are religious. And really, I don't even care. As long as I create some more conversations or dialogue off what I do or say. So I don't have to be 100% right. As long as I feel I am, I don't care what nobody else thinks. But if they can come up with some other type of conversation or dialogue to make me go, okay. Then you go home, go to sleep, I wake up, okay, it was right on that point. Maybe, so that's what I'm saying. I need somebody to add to what I'm fueling now.
You're probably the perfect person to ask about this topic. Like, since you're doing so much community activism and you spoke on religion, what impact have the religious institutions, because there are multiple $1 million huge mega churches in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, what are they doing to make an impact in the community on Skid Row and in general?
Well, they're doing the same thing they've been doing all these years.
Nothing.
Collecting money?
Yeah, I mean, and what I'm doing, I'm coming up with my own 3 words to make my own triangle, which I'm going to put out. It's going to be called non-political, non-religious, and non-judgmental. Those 3 words I'm putting out, because that's what I'm putting out for my action movement, my action campaign, we're going to call it. The action part was, I want to be out there. I want to, when people get out the pen or they're homeless or they get out of jail or wherever they're going, they don't have an email. I want to make them an email. I want to help them get on a prepaid debit card. I want to make sure we get clothes donated and not people going through the best stuff, and get them the dress stuff, make them dress better and feel better. Mm-hmm. Physically, help people with action to help them get better. Like my business partner, like Shauna Sterling, the Sterling Family Youth Foundation, like what she has, she got a lot of different curriculums and workshops that she want to work with. The main ones is targets and goals, which helps you get organized, and communication, because we need communication very bad.
Definitely.
And then also we have one we call the way to happiness, and that helps raise up your tone level. It's a non-religious small pamphlet of a book, but it has all the right wordings and information that everybody, common sense stuff that we need to be reminded of. But coming through life, through me coming through the slums and everything, you kind of get desensitized with a lot of stuff. So it brings it back. And so the key to it is raising up their tone level before they can get better. Because if your tone level is too low, it don't matter about people preaching to you the words of the Bible and all this stuff and everything. They're not receiving it. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of words and syllables and time being wasted with no action happening. So everyone's saying it's time for a change. Because like I said, when I go to different churches anyway, they want you to join. They want you to join. They want you to join. But then I always speak to a person at the end. I say, all right, you gave me your spiel. I'm going to give you my spiel. Mm-hmm. They say doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result is insanity, right? Yep. They go, yes. I said, okay, cool. I said, I'm not judging or anything, but all these churches been doing the same thing over and over, but ain't no different results happening. What is that? And I leave it at that.
Wow, I've never heard somebody use the clinical definition of insanity in regards to religion, but it makes so much sense. we're not trying to step on any toes here, folks. We just
No.
speaking.
No.
I mean,
No, I'm not.
if you're that person and you're involved in the church, you need to be going to the pastor and like, okay, we need to start living up. Because I don't want to knock the church in general, because the black church was the beacon for black people. At one point, if you were black and you wanted to learn how to read, you had to go to the church. That's the only place you can learn how to read. That's the place where you sought refuge, and they actually help people. So
They accepted you.
It had there's always been a legacy in the black church, especially. So what we just need to do is start living back up to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Go back to the basics.
Yeah, because it was about helping people, and the church house was the schoolhouse, and it was the courthouse. I mean, it served a lot of different things for the black community.
There was so much corruption, and that like I said, it ain't the money. Like I said, it's the love. People get the definition mixed up. Oh, it's money too started. It ain't the money. It's the love.
Of money. Yes. Yes.
And so like
money is a tool.
That.
Money is a tool. I can take this. Religion is a tool. I can take this tool, and I could build you a house with it, or I could bash you over the head with it.
Exactly.
So.
Right.
We can't knock the tools. We shouldn't ban hammers and nails. we need these things, but we need them in the hands of the people who are going to use them. I'm not going to put the hammer. We don't need to put the hammer in the guy's hand that's not going to utilize it to build a house. If we need to figure out, make sure the right people. And that's the thing. There's becoming like a celebrity status in the religious world.
Yes.
And we got these huge hammers in the wrong hands, because they're on the right track. They can get the followings and everything, but what are they doing with that? They're not using it properly. Exactly.
But it's kind of like what I see with people, like cliches. Like we're supposed to evolve to get better off, in life and everything. So like with cliches, I like to take the cliche and kind of do a little bit of different wording with it. Because the one cliche, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Hey, I'm gonna have to duck out 1 second. Right back.
But they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But what I tell people, just like with computers, technology, it ain't broke, but they upgrade it and they enhance it. That's what we got to do with all these organizations and within our own lives. We got to upgrade and enhance it. But people too busy being comfortable. And and they don't want to do extra work to make anything better. Exactly. They're gonna sit there and just like they want to roll over and fold up and be done with it. I'm through with life. This is all I got. This is all I got to offer. This is all I got to give. It was still a digging deep. But we gonna get some things. We gonna get some things started. Out this way. And I said they're gonna be able to go around all over. There's a lot of skid rows all over the place. But people, like they rather point their finger and then, use their hand to pull things together, to make things happen.
It's hard to make people listen to you, They hear you, but are you really listening? Are you really paying attention to what I'm really saying to you? You hear me, but you're not comprehending or soaking in the information how at least I want you to put it. But if I at least put a thought into your head and make you think of other things in the same sort of fashion of what I'm trying to say, then I've accomplished something.
Right. I see, like with me not being politically correct or saying things right. Like if you want to criticize or get up and down me for what I say or do, show me how to see it correctly, or show me how to do it better. Mm-hmm. If you're better than me in what I'm doing right now, prove it to me. Mm-hmm. If you're better at me at what I'm attempting to do, prove to me that you are better than me.
And show me your tactics, Maybe I can implement some of your tactics and we both can be better. That's the whole thing. It's an individualistic world that we live in. And these concepts of individuality didn't always exist, We never thought of ourselves, I'm this one person I have to do for this one person and maybe a couple people in my circle. It's always been everything affects everyone, I got to figure out how what I do impacts the entire community.
Right. And like I say, and another thing with me and my other business partner ain't Duxford. Like he's the ex blood from Pasadena and everything, and he has a testimony to talk about things, and he keeps me grounded. Because he said he was taking 15 to life, and he said he beat the charge, but he had dialysis for 15 years, and now he got stuck for the rest of his life. So he's looking. He said he meditated all that time, and he keeps it. You know, the way a person is supposed to be is the way he is, and he kind of keeps me grounded on a lot of information, the way he spits out about things, and like he fills me in on information that helps keep me going and things like that. About sometimes being in LA kind of makes you a little bit hardcore, or makes you kind of get down and dirty with some things when you got to.
On you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
It does.
Now, when we think back of the origin of gangs like the Crips and the Bloods, I don't know if you've seen the documentary Bastards of the Party, but they go into how they came out of a lot of community organizations. Now,
Right.
how can we in Los Angeles and nationwide use the same energy that's been used for gang violence and gang ventures and start putting that back in the community? Because we all know that it was the system itself that corrupted these institutions like the Crips and the Bloods and the Black Panthers and made sure that they weren't able to pursue their community ventures and come together. So what can we do to harness that energy again?
Well, I believe it's like I think everything revolves around the money factor of it, because people feel they got to go out and do dirt to get ahead and things. And that's like I talked to a few gangbangers, that people coming down to pen and people really kind of down and out. And what I'm working with my online business creation is I'm doing a barter and trade advertisement along with a referral program. And I would talk with them and I say, you see CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, them a drugstore.
Man, with a big flashing sign. I say that all the time. They got a big flashing sign that say drugs. 24 hours, drugs.
Drugstore. So I put that, I get it. So I tell the people in the street, I ain't down in what you do. I used to do it and everything. So I'm doing it for the money. So I said, if there was a way I can show you how to make some money in a different way, would you be down? They'd be like, hell yeah. So I said, it's the money factor. And so when you make money, it changes you, make you feel better. And then once you start living a lifestyle, you don't want that lifestyle to stop.
No.
And they knew this ahead of time, because we've been deprived most of the time. We learn how to do without. Then we can learn, you give us money. Oh, that changes things. So we want to show them how they can be entrepreneurs and self-employed, along with job training and job placement. Because I'm out there in the street, and I meet the young black kids. I met last week. I met one. He can rap. The other one asked me, what can he do? He can draw. Asked the other one, what can he do? He said, I don't do nothing. So I'm going like, I said, you got a hobby? So within his mind, he don't even have a concept of nothing that he can do. So with them three, one can rap, one can draw, the other one, I don't know what. That's what I'm saying. We got to get the ones who do know what they want to do and work with them and push them to the next level. And once they don't, bring them in. Job training, job placement, then show them how to get online. And with the business I work with, they're free to join. And you can experiment with an online business so you can see exactly what it is. Because I could have been making money a long time ago, but that didn't go with my vision. My vision is a whole crop of people who don't know what an online business is, but they try to make it sound more extravagant than what it is. All it is you got a product service that you like, that you tried. You tell somebody about it, and you get paid off of it. That's mainly all it is. When I tell that to people, they go, "Oh, that's all." So what I want to do is bring that to the hood, to everybody. They can experiment and try it out. And then when they tell somebody about something, they get paid off of it. So, like, most people are not going to do much, but they get something out of it, especially with our people. So I came up with this concept. You sign up with the business, you tell people, and you get paid.
You sit there and talk about changing everything, but if that's going to jeopardize somebody's financial status right now, then they're not going. Like, okay, leave your job and come help the community. It's like, what the fuck? I'm not finna do that. I'm complacent in my reality now,
And
so
then
I can't really look.
Right.
And I'm not finna jeopardize losing this minimum wage job over some shit that's not guaranteed. You feel me? I'd rather just stay with the minimum
And
wage
you
job.
usually hear him say, "What has the community done for me?" And that brings it back to nobody
Right.
actually doing anything in the communities. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's why I'm studying everything. Because when I was trying to hand people, like for one institution I was networking with, they hand out pamphlets. I was handing out these pamphlets. I said, I got some good information for you. They would say, man, I don't need information. I need money. And where they are, their tone level is so far down, it's not going to listen to anything else. So that's why I'm like,
They don't realize
I
that
gotta wait the
that
next one.
information can translate to finances. I mean,
right,
having that,
right.
that's illegal on some terms. Having inside trader, having that little bit of knowledge can be so powerful.
Right. But it goes back to all Jim Crow and Willie Lynch and all this stuff. So with our minds being so brainwashed and turned down, I would say the tone level so far down that can't really understand, communicate no further than where they are.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing we got to do is a lot of work we got to do, and I ain't tripping about doing it, but we got to get them first where they are, and it's called got to get them at a low gradient until they can go up to the next level. So some people go slower, some people go quicker, but you got to catch them where they are and work with them from there.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, everything I went through, cause I went insane with my alcoholism. I got to the point where I was drinking Everclear or Gym Clear straight.
Ooh.
And I went insane. So I would talk to anybody, if they're on Skid Row or anybody I meet just anywhere, and I see where they are. And I meet them right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I work with them right there. Again, I go through, I see them again. Hey, look. Oh, hey, what's going on? And they doing better. I didn't put no hands, hey, I'm going to heal you. I just was there and met them where they were, and don't try to drill information in people. Let them know that you're really there, you really care, and let them speak to you.
Mm-hmm. It's like handing a book to them, and are you going to read it? They rather see you with a bottle of alcohol than a book in your hand because they fear that.
Yeah.
Because you can pass that information on and it won't die out. As in, you can drink that whole bottle of alcohol and then what will you do after that? You might go do something this and you might go do that. But when you have that book and you pass that on to someone, they're going to read it, and the knowledge that's in that book, they can pass on.
Right. But like I said, we got to get people at the low tone level, they're not really going to pay attention to the reading part. So the real grassroots work is the mentality to where they are first. Because you can pass a book. Like I said, I know several people got Bibles in their house, or keep a Bible in their car, or keep a New Testament in their back pocket, and don't look at the inside of it.
No. Can't make them read.
Yeah.
Right. And then also, and some people who do read it don't comprehend it.
Exactly.
Or
like
they latch on to certain parts that go within their scope of living. It's like, oh, this,
right.
Yeah, I like this part, and I'm just gonna focus on this part alone. And that's what we see with a lot of religions. With most sects of Christianity, you find that they just took this one verse in the Bible and just kind of ran with it,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's what tickles the ear.
Yeah.
And people will follow. So
one church read the line about taking up rattlesnakes and drinking poison, and now they're taking up rattlesnakes and drinking poison. The Seventh-day Adventist Church, the 7th day is the Sabbath, so they latch onto that. And not to knock any church, but
no.
I believe religious truth, the thing they're searching for is a singularity. I don't believe there's a bunch of. I think all these avenues are searching for the exact same thing. They're all searching and speaking to when they pray, they're praying to the same God. They're trying to reach the singularity, and there's just a whole bunch of different opinions on how to get to that one place. But as with any with truth is a singularity. Truth is truth. No matter
Right.
if you're in Iraq. I mean, Jewish truth is not different from Christian truth and
Right.
Islamic truth. It's the truth. The truth is the truth. And if there's a higher power there, that higher power is the higher power of us all, not
Yes.
directly any ethnic group.
Single.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yes. So, and like I said, the main thing I want to do with the action is to bring all organizations, all businesses, all races, all people, men, women, everybody to one platform and just do some action toward helping people. Like I say, my homeboy said, with the prostitute walking down Western and Pickle Road. You don't see the women going up to them, grabbing them, and giving them a hug. You don't see it. They'll turn around, stick their nose up, and point the finger.
Exactly.
And so much distance between everything. It's so much separate. Like with the different religions, and they ain't got the different, like with everything. Even with the game, a different set right there. So it's like it's going the way they want it to go. Divided. Everything's divided.
divide and conquer. Yeah. To that degree, I feel you. But to a lot of the issues plaguing black people, it's like, well, because like I've been called a racist from my view. I don't think black people can be racist, but that's a whole nother show. But I've been called a racist for some of the views I harbor, and it's like, why are black people looked upon different when they try to do something for black people? It's like I can't do anything specifically for black people without being called a racist. I hear the mantra all the time, oh, we gotta help everybody and we can't disclude other people. But I don't hear that when the Hispanics go out and they try to get their rights. And
No.
They don't say, oh, we gotta help all the immigrants. No, they're talking about Mexican immigrants. They're worried about themselves.
When a white person hires another white person, they don't criticize that,
Yeah, so we get criticized and get called racist, and racism has always been against us. I mean, well,
Yeah, I kind of think all that too. I said it kind of shocked me. I'm like, and what I am, like I said, I'm not pro-black. I'm for black, but I'm pro for everybody. But I want to work within my people mainly and foremost, because like with Skid Row, we got Chinese, we got Korean, we got Japanese, we got all types of people who coming in, and what it is they see by helping us, it will help the whole race, all the races better by working with us. And so what I'm saying, so I'm for black. I'm not pro, but I'm pro for everybody. But working with us, like I said, the different organizations, they've been here in LA all these years. Like I said, if y'all help me, then I can help y'all better. But me to come to help y'all, just donate my time, my money to y'all, and I ain't seen nothing different. So if y'all come help me, then like I said, the change come from within the people. It don't come from all the other stuff.
Exactly.
All the other stuff. We gonna do that, but they want us to be lazy because people, it sounds good. Yeah, we won't change. You say the words, but don't do the action. You're afraid of the action. You're afraid of the unknown. You're afraid of not being cool. Everybody want to be afraid of being called a lame. The lamest the lamest people are the people who put the checks and the people who say the word lame.
I see too many black people being scared to be called racist. It's like they don't do shit for black people in specific. Like they will generally do something for everybody, but they won't do anything specifically for black people for the fear of being called racist. And somebody put it best, and they were like, if my house is on fire, what the fuck do I look like stepping out, looking at my house on fire and looking at your house and say, oh, he needs to cut his grass or his gutters are full of leaves, If your situation isn't as dire as mine, let me address my shit first. And then once I put the flame out on my house and we get everything back built and I'm at least back up to your status, then we can help each other. Then I'll help you with your gutters, help you cut your grass, and we'll do that. But let me put my house out. Let me put the flame out on my house. Let me address my issues without being called a racist. Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, that sums it up. Sums it up.
You know what? I like that right there. Yeah, that's real cool right there. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because with blacks, we're bottom of the totem pole right now. We're the highest population in prison, the lowest population in college, and corporate America. Where are the black men?
We're divided.
Yeah, we're divided amongst each other. Because everybody has their own individual goal without consensus goal for black people. Nobody's like, we as black people want to be here by this time. It's like, I want to be, and it just keeps us down.
And when they do use we're, it's like their own circle, or their own group of peers. It's not, us as a whole,
Yeah, definitely, because we automatically look at each other as like, we look at each other as inferior. We see, if you walking down the street and a bunch of thug-looking niggas walking towards you, that you don't know. I mean, for real, you might be thinking about their intentions and stuff. You might.
Yeah.
So we stereotype ourselves because look where we got our education and our sense of society and everything from a racist country, which is America. All the media we intake, everything we do on a daily basis is to counteract the internal racism that's within us, not to mention the external racism that perpetuates the internal racism. So it kind of fucks us up. It leaves us in a very awkward position.
Right.
Trying to live up to something that's impossible for us in this country.
Yeah, and like I said, with us trying to make it better, like I said, the system don't really want to see that no way. So, but we still got to work towards it and do the best we can. Like I said, I'm gonna do my part regardless, and try to include people. Like I say, you start like what you're doing. I'm gonna start doing more interviews and stuff, and keep on until we see watch it grow. And I'm kind of like what Tupac said in one of his song. If we inferior, that y'all fearing us. Why y'all fear us? We inferior.
Exactly.
I'm like, hey, I said, okay, I keep that.
Somebody said they didn't keep us out of everything because we inferior. Is because we probably would be superior. The fear that we would be superior.
Succeed more than
it's like they might succeed too. If we give blacks the same opportunities that we give everyone else, then they might fuck around and succeed. That's what it is. But they try to make it like we don't give them these opportunities because they're just gonna waste it and not succeed. But we haven't had it. We haven't had the same. We've had so many obstacles, and I'll bring up another analogy. Somebody talked about running on the track. Okay, we got these different races running on the track, and the whites have the smooth road. The Mexicans, their road is a little bumpy, but it's a lot smoother than ours. And our roads has thorns, cactus, and snakes, and all this shit in it. And somebody says something to us because we look over at their roads and be like, damn, why is their road so much better than mine? Why is my road so fucked up? And people, and they look at us like as complaining. How am I complaining?
What are we doing?
How am I complaining when my situation is so much worse? I'm just pointing out reality. Exactly. And when black people point out the realities in society, it's like, oh,
you're something.
Yeah, you're a militant. You're a pro-black kill whitey type motherfucker. I got just as every racist says, I have white friends. And that's what a white racist will tell you in a minute. Yeah. I have black friends.
I have 3.
It's like you can count your black friends, on one hand.
Yeah.
So it's just...
But like I say, I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. That's why I'm saying I give you much props and respect for what you're doing to begin what you're working with and stuff like that. Because like I had another gentleman told me something about the system. They call it the system because it's a penitentiary set system from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
The United States is ran off of that system. And when he said that, I started keeping it. All these numbers we got. Again, you got the Democrats and Republicans, the red and the blue.
Yes.
They gang banging from top off. So everything that goes, so everything
Top
that
down
happens,
gang banging.
Good way to put it.
everything that goes on, it trickles down. So we ain't creating all this stuff that's going on. It's trickled down to us.
Yeah.
Like say, people supposed to do unto others as which done unto them, but people do unto others which has been done unto them.
Exactly.
Right.
Just like the whole gang banging and all that violent culture, that's an American original. That is bred from the violence in America. We are some completely violent people because we have a violent, destructive, fucked up past when you look at the founding of America.
It was disagreement that basically struck it.
And it leaves us, we have this illusion that America is just like the greatest place on earth when that might not be so true. That might not be so true, you know. It might just be the way, because you can look at the media, the way they portray other places in the world. It's like they tell us this is the best place. Like you would tell your girl when you ain't gonna find nobody better than me.
Yeah.
Even though you know she will. You know she will, and she might, and she probably already did. But yeah, you want to keep that illusion of this is the greatest country on earth. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds
They're
like
scared
that.
to lose the sight of that too, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, I meet so many people in different countries here, and they tell us, in my country, we know they don't like us. It's fragrant, it's black, it's blunt. But in y'all country, they don't show it. They smile.
Yeah. You know there, if you speak out and you fuck up, they'll take you out and they'll just fucking shoot you. But see here, they'll give you a show trial and stuff. Make it look like they give you a fair trial. Like everybody who's convicted on these fucking trumped up charges that they come up with, like I believe, who is it? Like Asada Shakur. They put her back on the most wanted list.
Yeah.
And she's like on the FBI's most wanted list right now. It's like what?
Yeah, I think she's the first female or something, taken or something like that.
The first female to ever be put on the FBI's most wanted list.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Man.
That's crazy. I kind of forgot where I was going with that, but
yeah.
It's hot as fuck in here, y'all. We got about 7 minutes left. I'm trying to keep with our time. So with this last 7 minutes, here at Straight Up, we're all about real talk with solutions. So what are some solutions that we can come to make shit better for those who we've been stepping over all these years, to really help them? Because I see a lot of programs in places that are designed to help homeless people and help poor people, but they do not work. They bring in a lot of money, like these thrift stores, Salvation Armies, and Habitats for Humanities and everything, but I don't see them putting that back in. I don't see any efforts actually being made that are helping. And I think one of the reasons is that they are not involving the people. It's top-down help. I think the people need the tools to help themselves.
Right. That's
You give them the
thing.
tools and the know-how, and they will help themselves, and they will feel better about pulling themselves out.
Yep.
Instead of needing you, because what if you pull them out and then you leave? What do they do without you now? So.
See, they want to keep them in that right there. We call set up for destruction. Because the way the system is, they don't spend money. They invest money in these organizations to keep people suppressed. Because if you invest money to keep these people suppressed, that's more money that you can go out and get.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just bottom line with it. That's why I know why with me, I lived in different shelters here. That's why I started noticing. That's why I said come up with the word action. You know, you got the LA CAN, that's our Los Angeles Community Action Network. I didn't even know about them when I came up with the going to do my own action movement, because what it was, I'm in different shelters and I see people doing false action. So I said I want to go find people who are doing real action and do advertise for them in the community, because the other media don't advertise. Because I've been to LA. My first 2 years in LA was hardcore, but I found out there's a lot of positives going on in LA, but y'all will never know about it. I put a little bit on Facebook. To show people and stuff, but I like. I tell you, I'm from Arkansas. LA got a reputation of being gangster and negative. That's it. But there's a lot of positives going on, so I want to be able to, bring that out and show people what's happening. Like I said, most of the organizations, you can't fault these. I mean, I had to learn how to be mad. You can't fault these people in the organizations. They get paid to keep people suppressed, but they get paid to feed their family.
Yes.
So I understand. So what I want to do is bring my program, where I got a business who's going to help me bring all of it out. Help me organize it and bring it out. Because I'm getting a lot of calls. I'm getting overwhelmed. It's good. I get a lot of people calling, want to join the action. I'm loving it. But I can't do it by myself. So, anyway, I want to know that we can work together by learning how to think outside the box and network. That's the main thing.
Well, we're coming up on 1 more minute. Why don't you just go ahead and mouth out all your websites, all your connections and everything. My camera just died. Dustin, I heard your camera die.
Yeah.
I charged them up as much as I could. This was spur of the moment. I was up late last night, 2 hours of sleep. I'm killing myself doing this for y'all, so I hope y'all appreciate it. I really do. And we really appreciate Bobby Buck. Mouth off some of them websites and some of them connections, because people gonna want to get at you.
The main connection is Operation Facelift and LA CAN. And also I work with BobbyBuck.com. That's the Entrepreneur Entertainment Network. And BobbyBuck.co. That's the Advertisement Network. And we're also working with BobbyBuck.biz. And that's where we do barter and trade, getting a lot of things rolling. So you can check with me at 213-293-7983 or 888-406-2876.
Y'all heard it right there. You need to holler at Bobby Buck. We got the contacts. They go to the comment box below. Let us know what you think about these shows. What can we do better? What can we do less of? Who black ass you don't want to see no more? Just let us know something, y'all. So that's Dante signing off. Bobby Buck, it's been real. Dustin, do what you do. Get us up out of here.